Good evening, everyone. Hi, and welcome to a new session. I hope all of you are doing great. Yes. Okay. So, welcome to our session number 9 of Jharkhand eligibility test. So, this is our 9th session. Are you all ready? If yes, let's get started. Okay. Let me start by sharing my screen. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, now I believe my screen is visible to you all. Yes. Right. So welcome to the session. Good evening, good evening. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? So welcome again to our session number 9. Jharkhand eligibility test. Exam practice session 9. Ready? Yes, let's get started. So here we go to the first question for tonight. Ready? Yes. Let's see. So the first question is a match the following question. Here we have some texts of post-colonial criticism and their corresponding authors. So here you have to match the texts with their authors. Okay? Here you have to match the texts with their authors. So the Wretched of the Earth, it's by Frantz Fanon. It's by Frantz Fanon. Nation and Narration is by Homi Bhabha. Culture and Imperialism, it's a collection of essays by Edward Said. And Imagined Communities is by Benedict Anderson. So A4, B2, C3, and D1. So this option will be correct. Option number 3 would be correct. A4, B2, C3, D1. The Wretched of the Earth is by Frantz Fanon. Nation and Narration is by Homi Bhabha. Culture and Imperialism is by Edward Said. And Imagined Communities is by Benedict Anderson. Got it? Yes, very good. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are just starting our session. Yes, good evening, welcome. And yes, please like the session, everyone. Okay, let's start. Okay, yes, let's move on to the next question. All right, yeah. This novel is initially set in a sugarcane plantation in Jamaica and opens a short while after the Slavery Abolition Act 1833 abolished slavery in the British Empire on 1st August 1834. The protagonist of this novel is Antoinette Cosway, who relates the story of her life from childhood to an arranged marriage to an English gentleman called Mr. Rochester. So which novel are we talking about here? Is it Uncle Tom's Cabin, Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl, Gone with the Wind, or White Sargasso Sea? Which novel are we talking about here? Where we have Antoinette Cosway, who gets married to Mr. Rochester. Which novel is it? It is White Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. It is White Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. It's the prequel to Jane Eyre. It's a prequel to Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Do you all remember the character Bertha Mason from Jane Eyre? The wife, the first wife of Mr. Rochester. So that Bertha Mason here is Antoinette Cosway. All right, so yes, it is White Sargasso Sea by Jean Rhys. That's correct. Okay, next. The Postcolonial Critique. Interviews, Strategies, Dialogues by Dash is a collection of interviews addressing the politics of knowledge, representation, and the role of the intellectual in postcolonial studies. Who wrote this work? Is it by Partha Chatterjee, Homi Bhabha, Edward Said, or Gayatri Spivak? The Postcolonial Critique. It's a major work of postcolonial criticism. Tell me, who wrote this work? Yes, yes, right. The Postcolonial Critique, it is by none other than the writer who wrote works like Can the Subaltern Speak? A critique of postcolonial reason. It is Gayatri Spivak. Gayatri Spivak wrote the Postcolonial Critique, interviews, strategies, and dialogues. And it's a collection of interviews which addresses the politics of knowledge, representation, and the role of the intellectual in postcolonial studies. It is by Gayatri Spivak. All right. Yes. Next, we have an assertion reasoning question now from the novel To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. This novel was published in 1927. Assertion: in the Time Passes section of To the Lighthouse, Virginia Woolf abandons traditional character-driven storytelling, utilizing a largely impersonal, fragmented narrative. It focuses on the decay of the house rather than the personal lives of the characters. It sounds true, right? The assertion is true. Yes. Next, reason. This structural shift. So there's a structural shift in this section of the novel. It aims to highlight the transience of human existence and the overwhelming power of nature over memory and human connection. Do you think this reason is apt for the assertion here? Is the reason here correctly explaining this shift, this structural shift in this particular section of the novel? Yes, here both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Please remember, To the Lighthouse is one of the most crucial, crucial and experimental novels of Virginia Woolf, published in 1927. This novel has a tripartite structure. That is, this novel has three parts called The Window, Time Passes, and The Lighthouse. And here we see how Virginia Woolf employs Henry Bergson's concept of durée, which emphasizes time as a lived subjective experience. Time as a lived subjective experience. So there is a contrast being drawn between subjective time and measured time. All right, this is what we call as Bergson's concept of durée, as Virginia Woolf has employed in many of her works. Okay, yes, very good. Let's move on to the next question, shall we? Yes. Raymond Williams says culture and society stresses the evolution of culture as a concept in Britain, arguing it emerged as a critical response to the Industrial Revolution and democratic changes. This work of Williams was published in which year? 1958, 61, 77, or 73? In which year Raymond Williams's work, Culture and Society, was published? Please remember the years will be very important for all of the upcoming exams. Very good. Culture and Society was published in 1958. 1958. Okay, next. Which work of Francis Bacon explains the new logic or inductive method of reasoning? Is it Apophthegms, the History of Henry VII, Novum Organum, or De Augmentis Scientiarum? Very popular inductive method of reasoning of Francis Bacon. It was propounded in which work? You all know this, tell me. This was propounded in the work Novum Organum. Novum Organum. All right, yes, very good. Next. The Financial Expert by R.K. Narayan follows Margaya, a crafty, ambitious moneylender in the fictional town of Malgudi, who rises from operating under a banyan tree to immense wealth, only to fall back to poverty due to his son's recklessness. This novel of R.K. Narayan, The Financial Expert, was published in which year? 1955, 52, 35, or 49? As I'm telling you, these years will be very, very important. The chronology will be asked in the upcoming Jharkhand eligibility test. So please be very careful. Okay, yes, it was published in 1952. 1952. Very good. 1952. And it's a reminder for you all to revise the chronology of these authors. All right, yes. Next. Mazeppa is a narrative poem by Dash. It is based on a popular legend about the early life of Ivan Mazeppa, who later became hetman of Ukraine. Tell me, Mazeppa, it's a narrative poem by whom? Is it by Shelley, Coleridge, Keats, or Byron? Tell me. Mazeppa, it's a narrative poem by which a romantic? Very good. It is by Lord Byron. It is by Lord Byron. Very good. Very good. Next. Story, characters, plot, fantasy, prophecy, pattern, and rhythm. Who discussed these seven aspects of the novel in the work Aspects of the Novel? In the work Aspects of the Novel. Tell me. Who discussed these seven aspects of the novel? Story, characters, plot, fantasy, prophecy, pattern, rhythm. Is it D.H. Lawrence, Mikhail Bakhtin, E.M. Foster, or Kate Millett? Very good. The seven aspects of the novel were discussed in the book Aspects of the Novel by none other than E.M. Foster. E.M. Foster. Very good. Yes, it is E.M. Foster. Correct. Next. So you all know that we have a course now for SSC CGL. So you can join this. And also from 4th of May, we are starting our UGC Net English 1 month crash course. So if you have planned to sit for the net exam this time, and if you missed our main course, you can always join our 1 month crash course where we will give you GRF power sessions, comprehensive revision, and there will be classes for both paper 1 and 2. And also, you will be given 10 model tests for intensive practice before the exam. So if you haven't joined this yet, you can join us now. Okay, right. Very good. Next. When species meet, argues that humans and animals are companion species who co-evolve and become with each other in entangled material semiotic relationships. Moving beyond human exceptionalism, she explores how creatures, especially dogs, and technologies shape human lives, emphasizing ethical, responsible encounters over exploitation. It's a work by whom? Is it by Donna Haraway, Rosie Braidotti, Lucy Irigaray, or Elizabeth Gross? Who wrote this beautiful work, When Species Meet? It talks about companion species and the coexistence of humans, animals, and technology. Yes, it's a work by Donna Haraway. When Species Meet, it's a work by Donna Haraway. Very good. Very good. Next. After the Fall is a highly autobiographical, expressionistic play by Dash, set inside the mind of Quentin, who is a 50-year-old lawyer The story unfolds as an inner monologue which evaluates his life, specifically his failed marriages and personal betrayals, before deciding to marry a German woman called Holga. Who wrote this autobiographical expressionistic play? After the Fall. Is it by Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller, Edward Albee, or Andy Warhol? Tell me, who wrote this play, After the Fall? Very good. It's by Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller wrote After the Fall. It's an autobiographical expressionistic play. All right, very good. Next. Here you have to choose the wrong statement. Here we have three statements and you have to choose the wrong one. The Mistress of Spices by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. It's a magical, a realism novel about Tilo, an Indian immigrant running a spice shop in Oakland, California. It's true, right? Yes, it's true. Next. Poems descriptive of rural life and scenery was written by the English peasant poet Robert Burns and published in 1820. This sounds wrong, right? Yes. Holy Thursday is a poem by William Blake from his 1789 book of poems, Songs of Innocence. This one is also right. Here, option B is wrong because poems descriptive of rural life and scenery was written by whom? Was written by the English peasant poet John Clare, right? Poems descriptive of rural life and scenery. It's a work by John Clare. It's a work by John Clare, not Burns. All right, here A and C are correct. B is wrong because it's a work by John Clare, not Burns. Okay, next. Which of the following qualities of heroic treatment was not needed in the plays of the university wits? And it's a net PYQ. So, which quality of heroic treatment was not there in the plays of the university wits? Splendid descriptions, long swelling speeches, the handling of violent incidents and emotions, or the lives of the common figures. We all know the university wits were contemporaries of Shakespeare, like Marlowe, Lilly, Green, Nash, Lodge. And in their plays, there were splendid descriptions, there were long swelling speeches, there was the handling of violent incidents and emotions. But the lives of the common figures was not there. So option D would be the answer. Lives of common figures was not needed in the plays of the university wits. Yes, this phrase, the university wits, was coined by George Sainsbury. Very good. So, lives of common figures was not needed in the plays of the university wits. Very good. Very good. Yes. So, that's all from our side for tonight. I really hope you guys loved the session and enjoyed answering these questions. And you can always join our SSCCGL course. And also, we're starting our 1 month crash course for NET from the 4th of May. You can always come and join us and prepare with us. All right. So that's all for tonight from our side. And we will be back again tomorrow with more questions and some more revision. Till then, please take care. Yes, and keep learning. Okay. So bye. Take care. Good night. And thank you so much to you all for joining. Bye.